My name is Jo McNally, and I write romance novels for Harlequin. And I actually grew up in Brewerton, New York, so Syracuse is the place of my heart. I didn't start writing until I was in my 50s, so I'm a bit of a late bloomer. But I do have 23 books. My 23rd is coming out at Christmas 2025, and I'm working on the next one. So it's been a busy few years for me. I think that's it. I'm living in suburbs of Syracuse now with my husband of 30 years. We like to golf and like to travel, and usually he's golfing while I'm writing, but it's not always that way. And yes, he does show up in my books, and he always makes a point to tell me so when he recognizes his voice. The Rendezvous Falls series is set in a fictional town in the Finger Lakes on Seneca Lake. So there's some real places in it, but the town itself is fictional. That just makes it a little bit easier to invent businesses and settings. But Rendezvous Falls is famous for its Victorian houses and how colorfully they're all painted. There's, pink and purple and green trim and all of these wild colors, and it brings tourists in from around the country and around the world, which is a fun way to bring characters into the stories. There's also a book club of very sassy seniors, and they like to play matchmaker throughout the series, but they're really bad at it. In spite of the book club, people tend to find the right person, and love wins in the end. Oh, that's like asking a parent who their favorite child is. Each one is a favorite in a different way. Barefoot in the, oh gosh, is it Barefoot Under the Starlight? I'm goofing up the title of my own book. Is an Irish hero, and my husband is of Irish descent. So that was a fun book, a really fun book to write. Stealing Kisses in the Snow is a holiday romance. That was the second one. That was a really fun, that's one of those stories that just wrote itself. I really liked the characters in it. Sometimes you write a book and you realize the characters are people you'd be friends with. And I felt that way about Stealing Kisses in the Snow. It was a fun book to write. And When Sparks Fly, the fifth and final book of the series, was the same way. She was actually a repair woman who took over her father's business of repairing washing machines and dryers and things like that. So a little bit of an unusual career and a single mom. And it was, that was a really touching story in a lot of ways, that characters went through some really big character arcs throughout the story. Yes. You always want to make it real. I want stories that people can actually connect with, regardless of the setting or what their job is or what's happening. I want their reactions, even if it's a fictional situation, I want their reactions to feel like, yeah, that might be how I'd react in that situation. So it's coming up with those scenarios and then making them as real as possible is the challenge. With romance, it's always going to end in a happy ending eventually, but I want to make the reader worry a little bit that it might not get there, and see the characters actually change as they go through it. I am not a believer in love solves everything, because love by itself doesn't cure disease or make you do something, but love can inspire you to be better. And I think that's kind of the theme through my stories, is that love inspires these characters to change and become better people. Gosh, there's so many good source books out there now about writing. Really get out there. Stephen King's book, which I think is on writing, is excellent. Chuck Wendig has an excellent one out there. Read as much as you can, study as much as you can, read as many books of the genre that you want to write, not to learn what the norms are, not that you can't bend them a little bit, but find out what's selling, find out what people are connecting to, and see if you can figure out why this book connected versus one that didn't, and then jump in. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, I guess. Probably Facebook and Instagram are the best places. I do have a website. It's slightly out of date, but it's been in the process of being updated, jomcnallyromance.com. Facebook and Instagram, I'm there as Jo McNally, or Jo McNally Author, and I'm pretty active on those two.
Okay. Jo McNally, this is 96 Karat Magazine. Thank you. We appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.